Sorry about that.
Damn.
We went down there for a bit. Don't know what happened. We got cut
Yeah.
off right in the middle of the when we were talking about
Damn.
spirituality. We went down there for a bit.
So, back to spirituality here.
Yeah, so everything after that I think was cut off. So, basically, um, like to say you're an atheist doesn't mean that you can't be spiritual as well. It's just that
Yeah, that's
I'm not. I
okay. Yeah,
used
I
to
kind of
be.
forgot where we were there.
Yeah, like I used to be, but now
Well, I
like
feel like spirituality is something where like too many people tie it into religion and stuff, and it really is something different for everyone.
no, for sure. And that's yeah, that's kind of how I was explaining it. That it tends to usually to be different for everybody, and everybody experiences it different, and they explain it differently. And that's kind of the way that
Yeah,
I
so I
was
mean,
explaining it before, like in a way. And it could also be like that. Like most people will say they base their morality on that too, their spirituality,
yeah.
and that for
Well,
me that
I
might be
think it
more
has a
so
lot to
where
do with
that
it.
comes from is that's just how you're explaining your
Yeah,
morality. Like, and like when we don't have all the answers, we kind of look for answers, and like
yeah.
it's
Well, I mean, everybody's
everybody's
gonna
yeah,
turn to like whatever they believe in, right? Like
yeah.
the whole point of finding an answer is to find comfort. And like if you find your comfort in something and it's wrong, you should have the ability to change your view, and religion doesn't really offer that, whereas
No,
spirituality
yeah,
does.
exactly. Dogma doesn't offer that. Like, yeah, if you're going by that, like,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
dogma is strict and like usually
Yeah.
dogmatic thought. And
Yeah.
so I
Well,
think yeah, the next thing we talked about was the Israel, how the UN Security Council has
oh yes.
they've voted um, and they have a resolution now saying that they can't build any more settlements inside of any of the
Yeah.
disputed areas. So
And I think you brought up sort of like the one state, two state uh thing there.
yeah, so
And
there's
we were
one
sort of
staters and
talking
two staters. Yeah.
yes, we were talking about they'd have to make sure that both states, if they were to do two states, how do you make sure that everybody on each side gets to the side of the line that they want to be on? Or like
Yeah.
how do you make sure that maybe there's people that have a lot of land and they're on the wrong side or something, you know?
Well, like that's
Like they're
already
not on
happened
the
before,
side.
like in history, like when Pakistan and India divided, the same kind of thing happened, and it was kind of a nightmare.
Oh,
Like people went missing and that kind of thing.
yeah.
So
Well, we just want to, if they were to do a two state, how do you make sure that that's solves itself? And if they were to do a one state, like how do they make sure that, people won't revolt? How do they make sure that, okay, we can do a one state and we can split it off into like different compartments so that your half can do your thing? But it's like they're not
yeah.
going to do that because they want to tie church and state together, right?
Well, actually, well, Israel, from what I've read, is more of like a secular government. So
Yeah.
religion doesn't really. Um,
Okay.
so they're actually that's like one of their things is that they're secular and or supposedly or whatever. Anyways, I don't know. I'm sure it's like
Yeah.
a
So they do separate it.
contentious issue. I'm sure there's
Oh
opinions
yeah.
on both sides of that one.
But
I don't. I'm sure I wouldn't even touch it with a 10-foot pole,
oh fuck yeah.
but yeah. So like
Well,
yeah,
I mean, it's where do you draw the line? It's not even like, picking a side. It's, you got to draw the line before you pick a side.
yeah, and then like so just the history of
Yeah.
everything
I
comes
mean,
into
I'm
play
not
and
too familiar with their history.
well, basically like the reason the areas are the way they are now is because of a treaty between the British, I believe, and the Ottomans back after World War One, and so that's when they like kind of partitioned it, or they decided they were going to partition it, and then things didn't go according to plan, and then there was a war, and now the areas um, that was supposed to be from the partition aren't what they are. Like that, like they don't actually have the same borders. They made it a little
Yeah,
bit
so
bigger, if you know what
is
I
that
mean. A little bit wider on the
yeah,
borders
so
there.
who did that story? The British?
Yeah, well, like,
Or was it
kind of, there was kind of like a coalition that went in and like took
so it was
people,
just the
basically like
coalition of
rounded
science?
people up, took them out, and made room for everything.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Now
Well, I'm looking
there
at the
was
area
there
on
was Jews already in the area, obviously, like 'cause there's
yeah,
been Jews there, like, and there was even
called
European
Jerusalem.
Jews there already because they had started moving there already by that time.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's a it's really hard decision to make there.
yeah, and like
But
yeah, and then but like the
let's-
history
have
doesn't
you
just
heard
go
about
back that far, like it goes back further too. But
the area in Egypt that's claimed by neither country?
yeah, there's a few places around like that around the world. There's one in Africa, and
Yeah.
then there's
Well,
another.
I think that's really interesting. I was looking into micronations and stuff like that, and one of the few places that everybody's just like, oh, if you want to start a micronation, this is the only place left on Earth you can do it.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's like, well,
yeah,
a true
Giver.
micronation, yeah, but I don't know. I think it's a really cool thing. Like, if I think micronations are the next way that the world's going to be governed, and there's
Yeah,
going to be sort of a coalition of all the micro governments, you know?
yeah,
Because like we've proven that, like people, let's say people in Washington, they can't help people in Texas. Like they're not living in the same atmosphere, you know? Same as people in Texas aren't living in the same atmosphere as people in Nevada. It's just, like I think that's why they made the states and stuff like that. And of course they have government all the way down to the city level and stuff like that, but I don't think that it is influenced the way that it should be. Because like if say there's a bunch of people in a certain city that, oh, I want to be able to collect my own rainwater, but federally it's illegal. They can't do it.
yeah. I don't think that's in a few countries in like South America. I've heard of that.
Yeah, well, also the United States. Lots of states make it illegal to collect rainwater.
I've never even heard that one of them did that.
A lot of them have. I've seen them on like different sustainable food websites and stuff like
Hmm.
that. I'm gonna try to find one to source right now,
Yeah, I'll pop it up. I can do that.
but yeah, no, there's like collecting rainwater is illegal because the government claims to own the rainwater.
Well, that's like extreme. Like I've seen that in a few extreme cases, but I don't know about how like.
Yeah, so there's I'm just getting into the
Usually they
state
privatize it though.
legislation.
It's not usually like it's usually privatized when they do it.
Well, that's the thing is like so the average citizen cannot do it, but like Nestle and stuff like that can go and drain a lake dry. You know?
Like yeah, they are looking into like the deals that they have with them right now and stuff like that because they are only charging them like whatever it is, a couple dollars for every
Yeah.
million liters. So it
But
is a
there's
lot, but people just
see
don't pay attention.
some of the laws are encouraging it, but there's also some like in Utah where it's they'd allow the direct capture and storage, but like they're responsible for collection and maintenance of it. So if one of your neighbors calls and they're just like, "Oh, your barrel's not sanitary or whatever," even if you're just using it to water your garden, they can be like, "Oh, no, that's illegal. It's not stored and maintained properly." But there's other ones that are even way worse than that.
Yeah. Well, like certain things like leaving standing water and stuff for mosquitoes.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing too
That's
is
a kind of thing that you have to regulate because like that just spreads disease. We don't want things like malaria and stuff coming back because like and like whatever else. We still need to
yeah.
control certain things like that. Like there still needs to be a certain amount of
Well,
regulations.
there's weird ones too, like Oregon, for instance. Rainwater harvesting is allowed, but it's only allowed to be done from roof surfaces. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck does that even mean? Like, if you
Like
build a fucking trellis and put a couple water boards on it and collect the rainwater from that, is that a roof?
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It does
You
sound
know?
weird. I don't know.
But
I'm not sure
like,
how
there's
like
just so many there's just ambiguous laws on it, so that the people that are doing it for the right purpose are getting shafted, and the people
you
that are
just
doing it for malicious purposes have no
well, people
repercussions.
just have to pay attention because like we are able to be a part of the process too as well.
Oh yeah,
And that's like
we're just lucky that we're in Canada, because
yeah,
we have a lot more environmental protection laws and sustainable eco-friendly laws. I hope
and it should get a little bit
that
better
they are
hopefully.
followed, but
Except for whatever 2 out of 3 2 out of 3
yeah, well,
pipelines.
what's your view on pipelines and stuff?
Yeah. Man,
That
like
whole
let's
bullshit.
let's just it's just like reality though. Like
Yeah.
we
Well, do you believe
because
that
like
the pipelines
the
will lead us
liberals
to a
are
sustainable
obviously going
future?
to try and balance like between what's that?
Do you believe that the pipelines will pay for a sustainable future?
Um I think it's just I think we need to put much more money into like renewables, but I think like
But yeah, but where do
the
you get the money?
actual reality now is what it is, and
Hmm. No, I
yeah,
agree, because the
like
demand is
we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot.
yeah, because the demand isn't there for renewables yet. And if we invest too much right now, it might literally be shooting us in the foot, and
I don't
then
even mean that, but I
everybody's gonna
mean like
buy the
if we're
massive.
not making the last of the money or whatever that we can make off of oil, then
Oh yeah, like what if renewable energy all of a sudden
we
becomes
could
the
be
new norm and
putting
we have a
that
bunch of
into
oil?
renewables to make
Yeah,
sure that you
exactly. What
know
if we don't sell our oil fast enough, and know,
we
if
just
the
need
oil just
to
sits there and all of a sudden becomes dead weight
like
and we
these
can't
aren't things
sell it
with
because it's
easy
not worth anything?
answers. That's the thing too. Is like these aren't
No, but
easy
they're good
answer
things to talk
questions.
about. Sure.
Yeah. At least you rejected one, right? Okay, I gotta go check.
Yeah,
I'll be right back. I just gotta check something. You can
sounds
dazzle them
good.
with one of your stories or something.
I was just looking at the World Juniors right now and how Canada is starting off with a good note, hopefully. Just excited to see Canada. I'm Canadian, so cheer for those guys. Not sure what else to talk about, really. I mean, what were we talking about? Spirituality and shit, I guess. World events. Oh, let's just Google some world events right now. Yeah, so Debbie Reynolds died, the mother of Carrie Fisher, who died just before, a few days before us, or before this. It's pretty weird, kind of everybody's saying it's from a broken heart, but obviously it was a stroke, but what caused it is up to debate. Obviously death causes a lot of stress and shit. Bit of a sad note, though you can't really look to the news for a happy note these days. Not much in the news these days. It's all sad stuff, not shit I want to talk about. I guess wait for the atheist to come back there, bud. Small town atheist. Kind of weird talking to yourself on live Facebook. kind of cool how technology has gotten this far, though. I mean, I'm just sitting in my room right now. I can talk to millions and millions of strangers. Wonder what we could do with this technology if we had invested all of the money that we invested in weapons and nuclear arms and stuff, to networking, connecting humans and unifying Earth. Be interesting to see, that's for sure. I love looking at Google Maps. You get to see all the different cities and stuff. Really interesting looking at North American city structure compared to European and other countries around the world.
Yo,
I
I'm
love looking
back.
at. Yeah, I could hear that.
Okay.
But you ever notice that certain cities are just built better?
Yeah. Like
Well, like
where?
when you look at different cities, I love looking at different cities in Spain. Like Barcelona is one of my favorite cities to look at. Just it's like a perfect grid.
Yeah, I was there twice.
I've never been,
There's some nice stuff there.
but like I just like looking on Google Maps at different cities and how they're built. Like some of the super blocks that they have there, it's nuts, you know? I was watching a documentary where they're taking like, 9 square blocks and they're turning it all into just pedestrians, no cars. They're trying to make it so that it's like more pedestrian friendly.
Oh wow.
But then you look at like, a grid like that compared to Paris, and
Yeah.
it's like highways and circles and stuff, and it's really cool. Like they've got a highway to transport you all the way around. And then you look at North American cities and they're just disgusting.
Just disgusting. Rah!
No, they are though. I mean, I love Montreal to death, but every time I visit, their highway system is just gridlocked because they built a grid. If you build a grid, it's gonna get gridlocked,
hmm
you know? Even like they do have really good highways and they updated all the highways so that you have nice on-ramps and stuff now, but you look on Google Maps and it's a grid. And you're like, it doesn't matter how many people are getting on or off, they're doing it at the same point and there's lots of them.
Yeah.
But I play too much Cities XL. I love developing cities that move. One of the hardest aspects of that game is traffic.
In what? Which one?
Cities XL, it's like Cities XL Platinum.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I just spent too much time on it. Back to the discussions and shit though now.
You should send me that
Now
link.
that you're
We
back
can
with
play it
munchies, I
live
presume.
sometime.
Cities XL
Yeah.
on Steam.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Sounds like
it's
you're
a single
breaking up.
player game. Oh, am I? I don't know, I haven't moved my laptop or anything.
What?
Am I better now?
Yeah.
Hello, you can hear me? Yeah.
Well, I can hear you.
Alright, cool.
I can hear you. I can hear
I'm gonna send the link onto the video so that everybody else can know what we're talking about too.
What is it?
The Cities XL game.
Oh, yeah.
Links in the comments for anybody wondering. That's the game that we're playing. Hopefully we'll do a live stream of it soon.
Yeah.
Alright, so should we get on to the topic that I'd like to discuss?
Let's get on to, let's talk about permaculture. Tell people what permaculture is. Let's tell them.
Permaculture is a system of agricultural and social design principles centered on simulating or directly utilizing the patterns and features observed in natural ecosystems. That was straight from Wikipedia. But basically, what it means is you look at how your food and how everything else coexists in nature, and you try to mimic it in the best way possible that benefits you. So if you notice that certain plants do well in the shade, like carrots and certain grains and hops and stuff like that, you plant them under a tree and stuff like that, and you try to work out so you figure out which ones do good with each other and try to guess which nutrients they're absorbing if you don't know them. But it's all about creating a fully symbiotic ecosystem. You're trying to mimic nature, but mimic nature in a way that benefits you. It's basically going to be new age farming. It's the new way of farming big, because you can create permaculture food forests, and it's just, you have all fruit trees and stuff like that, and then you have like what are they called? The mototrophic plants that the ones that have the vines that stick to all the trees and different things like that. Normally you'd put them on a trellis, but you could put them, at the base of the tree so that they would go up the tree. And then of course when the tree gets older, there's going to be enough shade that they won't be able to do that. But you can also use them as ground cover and stuff like that, and they'll protect you from weeds. It's all about finding every single thing that you can find in a system and either finding a solution for it or finding how every output can be an input into your system. Pretty pretty in depth, but
So, have you ever heard of what are they called? Um, the
like
log, where you bury the log under the dirt.
cuticle culture.
What is it?
Cuticle culture.
Okay.
So it's using mass from like wood debris, like wood pulp or full logs and stuff like that is generally what is used, and you bury them. And the whole point is to have that log decompose and produce certain fungi and stuff like that that create a symbiotic environment naturally. And what the symbiotic environment would be in that instance is creating the microbes and all the microorganisms that are going to turn different pieces of matter into nutrients. They're going to turn matter into matter that's usable by your plants. They basically turn like minerals and stuff, they turn them into something that the plant can absorb. It's still minerals, but it's more food minerals, proteins that can be absorbed and turned into sugars. But it's you know just mimicking nature again, because trees fall down and they'll get covered up by leaves and stuff, and slowly through the decomposition of both those things you'll find that hugelkultur is more close to nature than you could imagine, and it's some new developments in agriculture that we're finding these days that are really changing the way we see agriculture. It used to be just, yeah, get a big field and turn it over with your tractor and drop some seeds in there. Now realizing there's a lot more to it. Cared away in it all there.
But I want to ride a tractor though.
Oh, I'm not saying tractors aren't going to be a part of it. You still need tractors for farming.
Yeah.
It's just
Okay. Okay.
you're going to have to, you're not going to be doing huge fields anymore. It's going to be more uh, smaller fields. Like you're not going to be able to get away from doing like corn and wheat and things like that in a big scale. Like you're going to need acres of those. You can't get around that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like things like watermelon and pumpkins and strawberries and stuff that you're going to hand pick anyways, why not grow them in an environment where you can hand pick all the vegetables at once, all the fruits at once, everything?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And that's kind of what permaculture aims to do, is like you're trying to work smarter, not harder, but also have nature work for you. So instead of having like an oak tree or something where, yeah, you could get lumber from it, but that's not it. Like, like that's not enough. So if you have like an apple tree or a peach tree, and then you have different plants and stuff under it as well as ground cover, and they're symbiotically producing nutrients for each other. One of the keys to permaculture is fungus too. People
Yeah.
don't realize it, but soil, one of the key components is fungus.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of videos.
Yeah, you need the mycelium and stuff there.
I was looking into buying some the things that you what do you call that?
For
Inoculation, like to inoculate.
inoculation
Yeah.
spores, yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, you know what I was thinking of doing was growing some local hops this year.
hops. Hops are in
Yeah, well,
demand.
there's a brewery in my town, so I just wanna.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna grow a bunch of hops and see if they want to, like, buy some hops,
Yeah, for
make a
sure.
local brew. But
Hmm.
I don't know. That's one of the things where, you look at the prices online and you go, wow, people are paying that much for hops. Like, I could grow that. Fuck.
Artisan hops.
Yeah. Well, that's what one of the advantages of permaculture too is if you're farming it, like if you're farming in a sustainable way, like through permaculture food forests, is you have diversification. Let's say your main crop doesn't do so well. You've got 30 other crops to rely on, you know? If
Yeah.
everything fails every year, you're not a good farmer.
I'm
You need to learn how to grow things, you know?
you're probably trying to do more things that are perennial as well too, and like
Exactly.
long term, like
Yeah.
asparagus and
Oh yeah, and
apple trees and
onions, garlic, stuff like that, stuff
yeah,
that you can replant, potatoes, things
yeah.
that you can replant every year. But you got to watch the nutrients, and you got to also remember growing that much food is going to attract a lot of animals and other insects and stuff like that that are going to want to
Hmm.
eat your food as well.
Then we just eat them
So,
too.
well, yeah, I mean, if you live out in the bush somewhere, yeah, but if you, this that wouldn't work for urban agriculture. Even if you got a
No,
permaculture food forest set up, I would not eat those squirrels and raccoons and stuff. No dice.
I would never eat. Let's just put this on the record right now. I would never eat a squirrel unless
Oh, I would
faced with
totally eat a
like
squirrel.
peril,
Oh no, I would totally eat a squirrel.
like complete
I'd eat
peril.
squirrel, rabbit. I've eaten rabbit before.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah, good. It's like a really gamey. It's almost like I would compare it to like a really gamey lamb,
Oh,
but it's like the tenderness of chicken.
huh.
It's really good. All right. What's so we're
Well,
still talking about permaculture.
that's permaculture.
Yeah.
Some
We
hippie
got
shit.
permaculture involves this is the thing is everybody goes, oh yeah, it's hippie shit and stuff like that, but you don't realize we're also trying to innovate. Like we have uh sort of centers where we think about stuff. It's just like a think tank. We
Oh,
go like,
crocus,
how
man,
can we make things?
crocus.
Yeah. How can we make things better? Like what can we do? How can we improve on our sustainable aspects already? You know?
Hmm.
So you said earlier, I think you said you were familiar with Earthships.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
So how
watched
do
the
you think
movie
that,
Garbage Man or whatever.
yeah, the one with Rob Green or whatever,
I think so.
or Rob, whatever his face was there, Greenfield, something like that. But yeah, that was a good one. Like the
Hmm.
one where he walks around and he takes all his garbage for a fucking month or whatever, drops it
Mm-mm-mm.
to him. Not that one?
No, this guy, it's all like making them out of tires,
Oh no, I haven't heard of that one.
and he basically pounds dirt into the tires, and because
Oh,
of the
nice.
perfect thickness of it,
Yeah,
like
Rammed Earth.
the heat from the outside enters the inside over like by the nighttime sort of thing.
Nice.
So it kind
That's
of
cool.
the walls kind of warm it, and then you can
Yeah,
incorporate
well,
greenhouses and stuff into it.
the only thing with tires though is I'd be worried about like off-gassing and emissions from the tires.
Nah, bro, nah.
I'm not sure if that's been looked at, but I mean, I'm sure it's, negligible if it's been a consumer product, but
Nah, we're good, bro. I'm
I mean,
pretty sure
it's
we're good.
just, but how do you think Earthships are gonna change in the future?
Well, I think like specifically Earth ships are just like one solution out of many, sort of thing. So I think there'll be other.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, let me ask that in a broader sense then, if you want to go that way. Like, how do you think housing in general is going to become more sustainable?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like people will be producing their own energy, hopefully, through
So
like
you
solar
think
panels
energy is
or.
going to be the first thing to become sustainable?
Um,
Like, out of the whole, like, picture a house unit,
I
like
think that's
bedrooms,
probably people's
washrooms,
priority, humans' priority, most of them.
would be energy first.
Yeah, computers,
Well, yeah, obviously.
phones,
And then once you have the
electronics.
technology and stuff, I picture that
Once
too
you're
now that you say that.
comfortable, then like you can start working on other things.
Then
That's
you
just
can
the way
solve
we
the other
are. Like
problems.
that's just reality.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with that,
yeah.
for sure.
I think I just that yeah, and that's all obviously just what I think too as well.
Well,
I'm
there's
sure
one thing that,
that's not based on any like
there's
peer-reviewed
one thing
study.
that we like to bring up at Valhalla, though, is it's like you can make something as sustainable as you want, but if it's not appealing to the general masses, it's not sustainable.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So
Yeah,
that's
that
the
makes
thing. It's
sense.
like if you get the technology there and make the houses appealing, make
Yeah,
them smart homes and stuff like that, just make them sustainable smart homes.
yeah,
Put iPads on the wall, fuck, if that's what people want.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
iPads in the wall.
Well,
It's
that's
a
what
little
people are going
extreme.
for modern houses and stuff now. Like they want modern houses, all these electric controlled houses. They want to be
Yeah,
able to do everything from their
a lot of them
smartphone.
are really energy efficient too, though. Like,
Yeah, well, yeah, they are.
yeah. Oh, secret backup boss is back.
Oh, dude. I can't hear him at all.
Yeah, you gotta turn it up.
I don't know how to do that. Do it in the settings here in the phone. Let me
Oh,
test it
that's
out.
better. I can hear you now.
Oh, I just got my
A
phone
little
closer
bit
to my
better.
mouth. That's it.
Hey, what up?
What did I miss?
A lot.
Ouch.
You missed a failed live stream, and now we're on the good live stream.
Yeah, now it's
That's
working and nobody's watching.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, well, we'll get views after. But,
Yeah, yeah, it's all good, man. I'm putting this
It's
on
good to do
YouTube as well, so
yeah.
we'll get
It's
some scrounge up a few views on there as well too.
need some more, need some more, BONG and
Don't forget
DER.
to smash that like button.
Oh, fuck you, fuck off. I swear to God, if any of you hit the fucking like button, I swear to fuck.
Yeah, I'll track you down.
I'll track you
Did
down.
you hear PewDiePie? He's like, can I get 1 million dislikes on this video? And he got 2 million.
Yes.
Fuck.
That's fucking hilarious. Fuck yeah, dudes.
Perfect. Now I'm set.
Oh, I can't wait to start streaming too.
Therefore, you guys are still live streaming
Yeah, yeah, we're still up. We're still live. We're
on
still taking
Facebook.
questions. I don't see any questions. There's one comment with.
Any questions at
Oh,
all?
that's you. Put the game.
No, no, la marcó a mí right now, but márcalo otra vez. No, but a mí la marcó right now, but right now. La colgué.
Abre, abre. Oh, there we go.
Let me
Back
disconnect
on.
real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, you cut out your picture, eh?
Yeah, yeah, because I was eating some fries and I didn't want people to be
Oh, you
subjected
didn't
to
want
that
to see you
fucking
didn't want the world to see your stuff in
monstrosity.
your face?
What's that?
Oh, come on. You didn't want the world to see your stuff in your face?
No, bro, no. I kind of.
Wow, wow.
Here we go. I'll put
Just
it
for
back up.
that, I'm gonna get a camera and I'm gonna eat
Whoa.
a hot pocket on the next stream. I'm just gonna eat fucking a bunch of like food on the next stream.
Well, like if we
The whole
make it a
stream.
thing, then it's not like a big deal.
Well, it's only a thing because you made it a thing.
Well, now it's a thing, I guess. Fuck, now we gotta eat. Fuck, on every stream now. Perfect. Perfect. I'll get pizza for the next one or something. Or shawarma.
Oh fuck.
Get some
Oh, dude, we should
shawarma.
do
Get some
shawarmas for the
fucking
next one.
garlic
We should all
potatoes
get
up in this
shawarmas from
bitch.
our. Yeah, we'll all get shawarmas from our local area and eat them on
Yeah,
camera
yeah, yeah,
for the
yeah,
next stream.
yeah, yeah. Support your
I'm getting
local
olives and
shawarma.
cheese
That
on
shit's
mine.
delicious. Oh man. So what's next? Yo, boss,
Yeah, boss.
boss. What's our next topic? You'll give us our next topic.
Uh, Are we talking about politics or religion?
No, no more politics. Politics bums
Yeah,
me
we're
out.
done with politics. We got a
Religion.
bit into
Religion
that.
doesn't bum me out.
Right.
Uh,
Religion, or do we want to go
oh,
into just for
anything
fun?
like world news. We were just talking about permaculture and
Well, let's
sustainable
go on
living.
to
Let's
let's
talk
go
about
into
people.
the universe.
Have you ever heard of Earth ships, boss?
No, I've never heard about that yet.
It's like houses that are like made out of usually recycled materials,
Okay, I've heard of that.
and like they're basically self-sufficient. They're designed to be as less. And like, see,
That's all.
even with those Earth ships too, it's always like the energy that they figure out mostly. So they're always talking about like the thermal energy and all this stuff.
I've seen an entire house made up from tires and plastic stuff. It's
Wh-
crazy.
What? Where? I've always wanted to see one of those.
And supposedly they have a good water system too.
Yeah.
But it's been such a long time ever since I've seen that. But I've seen it on TV. A house in the middle of the desert, made up from tires, and plastic.
Yeah, and then they use like the plastic bottles as like windows and stuff, or glass bottles even.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, fuckers.
There, I'm centered. Now I am centered.
Are you now?
Yeah, you got to be centered, man.
So yeah, you guys want to talk about the universe a bit? A bit
Oh
about
my
religion,
god.
I guess. Like,
The universe.
what do you think? When I think about the universe, I think, geez, there's a lot of energy being spent. Who would spend this much energy instead of doing nothing? Like, why spend this much energy? There's got to be a purpose to spending this amount of energy. That is the universe.
Ah, purpose is such a sticky word.
Yeah,
So,
okay,
so
but
sticky.
there's got to
So
be
sticky.
a reason behind the whole thing.
Does
Like, what?
there? Does it
Well,
have
even
to
if
be?
it's, well, how do you view the universe? What do you think the universe is?
Entropy.
Anybody?
I don't know. Entropy,
Little
pure
alright.
nothingness, emptiness. I don't know. Yeah,
I
it's all
think that
just
chance
different
accident.
energies and stuff, and like matter.
I
Don't
can't
matter.
hear boss at all.
Oh, sorry. Hello.
But yeah, I don't know. I just think like whatever the universe is, it's got to be something in a pattern. Like it's something whether it repeats itself. Like that's what defines a pattern is that it repeats itself. But I don't think it repeats itself often compared to our, relative time scale.
Yeah,
You guys
like
heard of
this
the Big Bang Theory, right?
for sure.
Oh, there's another theory saying it was called the Big Theory. That
Right?
pretty cool.
Yeah. Well.
So yeah, I don't know. We haven't really explored enough of it to really know much, anyways. I don't
I guess
know,
that's true.
like,
But
but we
out of
know
what we've
from
explored, we definitely understand enough to make an educated guess, I'd hope.
yeah, order doesn't necessarily mean a purpose or anything, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just a lot of times like we get in. That's why I mean it's sticky. Is we get into that like thing where like what's
Yeah.
a purpose, and we're always looking for purpose behind things. when there might doesn't mean that
Why do
there
you
is.
why do you think that we as humans strive for purpose?
I think
Like
that it's because
why
we've
would that be
gotten
beneficial?
self-aware to the point where we have more answers about like things around
Yeah,
us.
but why would that be like would that be something that happens to us? Why would that be a trait that is something that's proliferated among our culture?
Because when as we're um like we're basically oh my god, it just
Tough
totally
question, I
like
know.
flew right out of my head. Um
No worries.
what were you saying again? Say it again.
Like,
Say it again. Say it again.
so why would oh, I forget what we were fucking talking about.
I'm sure we'll just rewatch it and fucking then I'll answer you.
Yeah, we're
I'll
gonna hit
answer you in
ourselves.
email, in a formal email. I'll wear a tuxedo
Yeah,
and write it
but
on a typewriter with a hipster mustache. Um,
yeah, fuck.
so what else? What else? What else? Universe that's weird.
Yeah.
Did you hear what was the name of the one that just went by Pluto or whatever? No, it's like the furthest thing with a
Uh,
camera that we have or something.
I have no idea. I don't follow that shit. The last thing I heard about space news was they flew that fucking one of the satellites that was following around Jupiter, and they're
Yeah.
trying to track Jupiter's moon, but they realized they didn't fucking decontaminate it, so they flew it into Jupiter so it would burn up in the atmosphere instead of contaminating the moon. They thought the moon might possibly be able to harbor life.
Uh,
They didn't want to contaminate it, so they just flew it up into the fucking into Jupiter, and it like burnt up in the atmosphere.
like how do you just realize that that many fucking years in, man?
Well, but they were probably using it, and then they were like,
Uh,
"Shit, we sent that up before we did this whole sterilizing thing."
yeah, I guess.
But
Yeah, because I've heard that that's a concern. Obviously, is like we don't want to
well, yeah, I
contaminate
mean,
whatever life is there.
cross-contamination both ways is a big concern.
Yeah, some
Everything that
virus that
comes into
doesn't
space,
work like a normal virus and just wipes us all out, turns us into
that's my worst
zombies.
fear. That's my worst fear is like a comet that burns up in the atmosphere, and there's that one virus that like doesn't matter, like, can survive
Uh,
3,200 Fahrenheit and just fucking rains upon all of us and kills us all.
yeah,
That's a weird fear I have, but I don't know why. I just like
that's a really specific fear.
I know. All my fears are really specific. Spiders, bridges, and asteroids.
Asteroids, not
Yep.
comets.
They're comets, whatever can burn up in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Anything that burns up in the atmosphere and could potentially lay a death-defying virus.
Didn't some guy in like India get hit in the head with a meteor recently or whatever?
I'm
Pebble
not
from
sure. I haven't
space.
heard.
Oh.
Haven't heard at all.
Oh, I'm gonna look it up. I'll look it up. Um,
But
oh, that wasn't a meteorite that killed man in India. So I
oh
guess I'm just spreading bullshit.
oh shit. What was it?
Fuck. Indian officials gathered at a site where a man died and three others were injured. Oh, come on. What is it? What is it? It's not showing.
But well, that's. I mean,
Oh, there's
interesting.
reports of people's limbs being amputated by meteorites. What the how does it hit your arm?
Yeah.
That's random, don't
Hey,
you
lucky
think?
you got hit in the arm, not on the fucking head though.
Yeah. I wonder if it would like cauterize it instantly.
I would hope so. Jesus.
These are the
I'd hope,
questions
man.
that we ask
I would
ourselves.
hope for right at that point. I'd hope for right to third degree, because then you wouldn't even fucking feel it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just burn it right up, eh?
But it would probably
I
burn
think
slash
Boss is
numb your
gone, dude.
too.
I think he's dead.
Yeah, his mic's gone.
No.
He's not chatting either.
Oh, he's still. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there.
There, he's alive.
I can fully talk for
I can't
this
hear
time.
him at all still.
You got way in, man. Let's hear your thoughts.
Well, I'm finally home though, so I can actually freely talk now. So what are you
Oh,
guys talking about?
oh well. Shit. What were we just talking about? Oh, I'll have to write another formal letter.
Fucking
You guys were just talking about plans a couple minutes ago, or what?
well,
Yeah, that was like that's old news now, man. Fuck.
I
Very.
no, I can't hear him, so I don't know what he's talking about.
You can't. What?
Like I legit have no sound. I see his thing light up and stuff, but I can't hear him at
Really?
all.
I can hear him.
I was
And
volume
you
turned
got
up.
his volume turned up all the way, past
Yeah,
100%?
I can't go past it.
What? Mine
Limit
It's at
can.
this
a
to
100.
Oh, that's weird. It's really weird.
I don't know.
Uh, meh, meh,
I'm
meh.
connected from my computer now.
Oh, there you go. I can hear you now.
Oh, there we go. We're
Okay,
cooking.
I'll do your sound.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Weird, but
So, yeah. I don't know. There's no questions. Nobody's asking us questions. Come on, people, ask us questions. Nobody's watching anyway, so I'm saying people, and like nobody's even fucking seeing this.
Woo.
Somebody will watch this after and be like, "Man, this guy's a little fucked."
Yeah, we're all
Yeah, I
saying
see your live
we're
stream
talking to
now.
ourselves right
So, yeah, boss, give us a topic.
I'm actually looking at it right now.
What's up?
Live stream.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, well, there's one. Oh, there he is. Oh, there's an ambulance
now.
outside. Someone's dead.
No.
Yeah. Live stream.
Is that? What is that? It's an emergency vehicle of some sort. Sounds like an ambulance.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Whoa!
Somebody needs a band-aid.
Yeah, so
All right, let's find. I'm gonna
did
find a
you
new
did you
topic.
grow up religious, boss? Did you grow up in
Actually, I did do Catholic,
yeah? Same with my
but like,
boy Ferbs here.
Oh, I just went to a Catholic school.
Oh.
like, let me think about it. Um, I left religious though when I was doing it in sixth grade or seventh grade, which is probably by now to 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did do it. The day I stopped believing it, I felt so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. See, I went to Catholic high, like I was forced there, right? Because I was like, I was in public school, and then they were like, we recommend you split him up from his friends. So I went to fucking Catholic school, and then I got kicked out.
Huh?
My
But
parents
yeah,
tried to make me go there, dude, but I refused to go. At all, and everything in my power.
yeah. Well, it's. I mean, I learned a lot about. I met a lot of cool people and stuff, but I met a lot of fucking weird people. Just what I call a Jesus freak.
I actually have a neighbor that in front of me right now that is super religious as shit, dude. Like, actually Christian.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, she
I don't.
actually believes that dude Michelle Obama dude is actually a guy.
What?
She's nuts, dude.
Wow.
See, I mean, I just there's certain like I don't hold people's religion against them, but if they're trying to force it on me, then I don't like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they do all the damn time to me.
Ugh.
I have a kitty visitor.
Kitty. My doggy's not here. The noobers. Oh my god. That should be the tagline for the show. Oh my god. Atheist chat room. Meh. Burp.
Yeah,
Fart jokes.
seriously, that's like
Hashtag
half of
fart
me.
jokes. Well, I think the
When was the day you guys left religion?
oh
Was the
man,
what?
forever ago.
Or at least
Oh
what
yeah.
year?
Oh, 94?
Jesus Christ.
That was before I was born.
I'm just kidding. It can't be. That I couldn't have been that young.
Well, I mean, World War One didn't even happen yet.
No, I'd say
Actually, it did. Never mind.
I'd say 98. There we go. That makes more sense.
That was after
That was
I was.
after I was born.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Back in 98, it was the ice storm of 98 actually.
Oh man. The what a storm though, eh?
Yeah.
Kitty, are you trapped?
It was a big storm there, eh?
Fucking right it was, bud.
But
So, let's talk about
a boot.
huh. What should we talk about there, lads?
You guys don't have any scary stories that happened to you,
Scary stories? Like
Scary
what?
stories?
Like
Oh,
like
spooky ghost stories?
stalker stories?
What?
oh,
You have a
okay.
stalker, dude?
Yeah.
You gotta tell me
You
that
guys
shit.
do?
It wasn't a stalker story, it's a moose story.
Okay, that works anyway.
Okay, so I was up in like the Kawartha Highlands with one of my friends. It's north of Toronto. But so we were out there for about a week. It was like 7 days, 6 nights. And one of the nights we were decided to go for a walk, and I don't know if you guys know what a thunderbox is. It's basically just a wooden box with a toilet seat on it, and that's where you
A
shit. We were about
thunderbox?
Yeah, but it's about 500 meters. Like it's called a thunderbox because when you put the seat down, it fucking like slams and sounds like thunder.
Oh.
But yeah, so like basically that's about 500 meters from our campsite, and we were about 2K from that. So like
Wow.
we were out in the bush pretty deep, and it started getting dark and shit. So we're trying to walk on all the way back and shit, and we like the whole way back. As soon as we were like, oh yeah, let's walk home and stuff, like we'll walk back to the tents. Like we could swear something was following us, like something heavy, and we thought it was a bear or something like that. So we ended up walking all the way back to our campsite and to the lights where the lanterns were and shit. It was a fucking moose following us the whole fucking way, and it was no
Wow.
more than fucking 20 feet behind us. And we like, as soon as we saw it, we were like, holy shit, like that thing could have just fucking mauled us at any second.
Yeah. Wow.
That's one of
Sure
my
he didn't
scarier
want to.
moments in my life.
He sounds like a nice moose.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
nice.
like at that point, we already had all our food hung up in the tree and stuff. Like we had nothing on the campsite except like sleeping shit.
Oh.
So like we had no food for him or anything. But like fuck. Oh man, definitely like I can't remember being more scared than that. When you're fucking like within
Yeah.
10 feet of a moose, there you're just like, oh, holy.
I
Like,
saw one once and I thought it was a horse.
man, when
And
you're
then I
getting
was like,
stared
what?
down by something like 14, 15 feet tall with its antlers, and you're just like, no way. Like, you got one?
Me? No.
Yeah,
I saw a moose once on the road, yeah.
on the road.
Running and I was like, oh, why is that horse in the middle of the road? And I was like, that's not a horse. That's no
That's
horse.
Yeah. Oh man, gotta love living up north.
Dear.
It's weird to think that I'm up north though. Like it's weird to think like
North of the wall?
I'm norther than a lot of people.
Northerner.
Yeah.
Northerner.
Yeah. I wonder what would happen if like the dinosaurs didn't get wiped out and like only some of them did.
Yeah.
They would get wiped out anyway, dude. They'll go extinct by us.
Yeah, well obviously we'd extinct them, but like I feel like maybe cows didn't go extinct. Like we killed a lot of them, but we were just like, hey, they're useful. You feel like
No,
dinosaurs would be
cows
useful in
actually,
today's
cows
society?
actually come from a different thing. Cows are domesticated from something called an auroch that doesn't exist anymore.
But the thing is that dinosaurs, the only thing they do is eat people or eat things.
What does?
Dinosaurs.
Oh,
Well, like, what about the
no,
herbivores? Like,
yeah, the
think about
herbivores.
the
Yeah.
really big ones, like the really big herbivores. Maybe we fucking breed them and then kill them off one by one. Like, we would only need to raise like two or three, and we'd raise the meat of fucking 100 cows.
I mean, we've
Well,
already also caused other animals to go extinct before. This could happen again.
Yeah. Well, do you think humans are gonna go extinct?
If World War III happens, then maybe.
Well, like, that was my next question. How do you think it's gonna happen?
Uh,
be
how World War III will
back.
happen, or how the world would just end.
Think it's just gonna end like all at once?
But anyways,
Like, if you were to picture an apocalypse, what life forms do you picture like surviving?
oh, I don't know.
Like, considering like plant, microbial, mammal, lizard, fish, all of it. Like, which ones do you think have the best chance of survival?
Most likely bacteria, dude, and the small animals, or just the wild ones overall.
Yeah. Think
Depending
like
on how the world's
domesticated
going.
animals would be fucked?
If it's just a human what's called a virus, then that's something different. But if it's a virus of an animal, I don't know.
It's something nice to think about still, though.
And another way
Just
what's called, dude, we can just end the world is by nuclear warfare.
Yeah, well, we have the potential to end the world, but no one's gonna want to do that because that means they've got nowhere to live.
The universe is too beautiful to explore, not to explore.
Exactly. That's so weird. Like, are you guys
We
familiar with the
we
term
could be just the
effluvia?
only ones here, and we just kill ourselves.
Are you familiar with the term effluvia?
Nah.
It's like it basically means like a fart, but it's like for different forms. It's other than like just a life form, you know? So like us leaving Earth and going into space is an effluvia of Earth because we came from Earth, something that came out of a body, you know?
Okay, that makes sense now.
So it's like if Earth was a body, us leaving space would be an effluvia, like
I
leaving
really
Earth and stuff.
go ahead.
No, that was it.
I really feel like we're gonna be the first aliens to actually invade other planets, dude, and ruin other people's life or other planets' life, if there ever is.
Well, do you think that we could do if we were to take what we know now about life and society as cognitive human beings? Do you think we would be better off starting over somewhere else fresh with what we know now?
We'll take an example of what happened to in the American Revolution. That could be the same case that when we go to a different planet, we can just go off and do and start another colony.
I mean, yeah, we could, but when you're talking about on the same planet, there's lots of space, but when we want to start another colony, space is kind of a different topic.
Very different, but it
But
could be the same case.
so do you believe in like terraforming?
I don't know what that is either. Huh?
So it's sort of it's the
No.
ability to change a planet from like so like let's take Mars for example. What they would do is they would send a bunch of rockets over to Mars with different manufacturing stuff on them, produce a bunch of carbon dioxide to make an atmosphere thick enough to hold oxygen and nitrogen. Then they'd plant trees that would turn the carbon dioxide into oxygen,
Got
and
it.
then the nitrogen would slowly be seeped into the ground, and so on and so forth. And they basically like that they terraform it as to say that they change it into a livable environment for us.
But the problem is, though, that's still going to take 100 years to do, approximately. So
Oh
by that
yeah,
time,
no,
they'll be
I'm
already
not saying
dead.
it's going to happen overnight, but it's something. Do you think that that's something worth investing in for humanity? Because we're overreaching the bounds of just a single planet right now, you know?
Exactly. I agree 100%.
But do you think that, reaching out to other planets is something that in our current day and age we should be investing in?
We should be investing in it. I mean,
But
what's called building an
is there something?
aircraft carrier is more expensive than doing that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so let's take the United States for an example here. They spend over 600 billion on war, but they spend less than a billion on education. Or 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 no, sorry, I think it was 63 billion on education in the States per year. But they spend so much money on war and they don't spend enough money educating their people, and that's kind of they perpetuate one another, as that is to say that they, keep each other going. If you have uneducated people, they're easy to fool into allowing you to spend so much on war.
Yeah, and that's how we have religion that makes it even worse.
Exactly. That's how like wars continue. And you have to think about, all this money's being spent and all this money is being borrowed from somewhere, right? Where's that money being borrowed from?
The problem is, though, our government's still really corrupt. It's really stupid overall.
Well, no matter how corrupt it is, you have to realize if the people above them are corrupt, it's gonna, perpetuate the corruptedness. When you think
I mean,
about like Federal Reserve and stuff like that, and like national banks, they're owned by the same company. They're owned by, Rothschild subsidiaries. They're owned by people that have funded both sides of every war since, 1600s.
the problem is we should just stop doing that, dude, and doing that on space exploration.
But
It's
so the way that they've set up the system is that we can't stop them now. It's illegal, and most people follow the law to a T. They say, "Oh, I can't do that. It's against the law." And they're like, "They just told you you can't do that because it would harm them." How do you rise up against that? How do you gather a big enough mass to rise up in a peaceful manner?
that's just not possible yet.
But you say not possible yet, which means you believe it is possible. How do you see it like when you I
I
don't
don't
know, I
fear
heard
us.
some
We can
sense of
stand up
belief
to
there, so how do you see it being possible? If you were to see it being possible, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but in the future, how do you see humans overcoming this hurdle?
Yeah, I quite don't know yet, dude. That's
But
just
if
something I
just
haven't thought in
anything,
yet.
toss an idea out, man. Just if you were to think about it and you were like, say you were in charge of solving that right now, what's the first thing you'd think about?
We should just halt it.
Just so like if you were in charge of the banks and stuff, like if you were in charge of, making a law for Earth about banking,
Dude,
just I don't know, like,
that is a super high rank, dude. It's something, dude, I just wouldn't be able to think or even think of just doing. It's crazy.
well, the first thing is, you'd have to make it sure that no matter what debt there is, it can't be worth more than it is intrinsically worth. Like, so every debt or every dollar right now, like I call dollars debts, but every dollar right now is produced with debt attached to it. There isn't a single dollar or pound or yen or whatever currency you want to talk about that is worth as much as it is worth because it's attached to debt. And everybody goes, debt to who? Like, doesn't the Federal Reserve print all the money? And yeah, it does, but it's borrowing the money from the Rothschilds and other banking subsidiaries around the world. They just kind of, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but basically, certain people say, yes, there can be this much money in the world, and then they give them that much money, and then the people that gave that money out, make money, more money than there was already off of that money. It's interest, like stuff like that. Care to weigh in there, Chips?
Chips. No, man, I was just gonna say like probably gonna shut her down.
Yeah,
It's been going for a little while here,
sounds
but
good, buddy.
don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us
Yep,
on YouTube, on Twitter.
all
Check
stuff all
out
around.
Ferb's Herb.
If you guys want this discussion to continue, let us know too. If you guys have questions, comments, anything, if you're watching this video, let
If you
us
have
know.
any questions, leave them in the comments. We'll get back to them the next time we do a video. Anything like that. If you have any questions concerning any of the things we talked about, don't hesitate to ask. Have a good one. See you
Yep,
later.
peace out.